I always pick up stuff off the ground, and I like that, so I made more stars. And then I pop riveted the things on, and it just became, it was fun. This was fun to do, and I hadn't really enjoyed. I don't always find it to be a relaxing or enjoyable thing, making art. I found it to be a lot of work, and oftentimes a certain amount of tension, and you're concerned about it. Is it working? Is it not working? What am I going to do with it? Where am I going to store it when nobody buys it? But what I ended up with was I had this hanging in my studio, and I would walk in there, I'd work on it, and then I'd go shower and get ready for work, and I'd come back down, and it gave me joy. It gave me joy to see it, and I feel that way even now. That's why when I had this opportunity and I saw this wall, I thought that's where this one will go. I want this to be the first thing that I see when I walk into the gallery. And I think, and now of course I look at it and I think, well, I got to change this, and I'll, get it back home, and I'll do something different here. And who's it, Andy? Pointed out to me. That's Andy. That I'm missing a wire, which I'm now obsessing about. So I'll come back tomorrow and fix that. But that's it. I could continue talking for hours. But does anybody have any questions along the way? About anything, sports. That's still probably my most favorite thing.
Did you play football?
Yes. My wife was. She was very upset by the hundreds of plastic bags, she called them body bags, that had been filled with cat litter and paint that I had in piles around the yard outside of my studio. They were very heavy, and I couldn't afford to dispose of them all at once, and plus the weight was so great that I didn't have a vehicle that could haul them, and they were literally outside. I started this project about 1.5 years ago, so there have been these trash bags in the yard. They're gone now, but that was the main thing that she's concerned about is one, how much money are you spending? Do you really think anybody's going to buy this? What are you going to do with the body bags? Other than that, though, she likes them. I've been really lucky. I mean, we've been married for a long time, and she's always been very supportive of everything I've done. There's certain things that I've done that she likes more. She likes, like when I'm doing things in copper that I'm really finishing and they're more refined, or things like that. She likes things that are, what she calls my prettier work. And she doesn't get a lot of what it is that I do sometimes, but I don't get a lot of what it is that she does sometimes, so it all works out. Yeah. And this is the next stop for some of these pieces. Are you guys familiar with the restaurant Volt in Frederick? There's a restaurant. Did anybody watch Top Chef? It's a TV show. I didn't watch it either, but I've heard about it. Well, it's a TV show on some network. And there were two brothers who were competing for top honors, and their last name was Botaglio, and one owns a restaurant called Volt in Frederick, and the other is the lead chef of a restaurant in Pasadena, and they happened to be in the same competition and ended up, I'm sure they staged it, but they ended up competing against each other for the top prize. So the restaurant in Frederick, called Volt after Brian, is putting on an outdoor sculpture exhibit, and so I was invited to do my tapestry pieces. They have a giant brick wall. So I would encourage you guys all to come. Margaret will know about the time, but Volt has unbelievable hors d'oeuvres. You can't afford to eat there, but the hors d'oeuvres are amazing. And I think they're going to be walking around with them outside. That's my hope, anyway.
Now, one of the things that Steven said he's interested in presenting his work are the rhythms and the patterns. And, you know, like if you come onto the side and look this way at the artwork, it's much different than viewing it from the front. I noticed some of you, bless you, I think it was you, and I forget who it was, were looking behind the tapestries. And guess what? I wrote poems about that too. So try to find the poems that are about the about looking behind the artwork as well, because it's a totally different work of art from the other side. So this is a little exercise in rhythm, okay? And you're going to be my Get Your Paint Cans Here group, okay? So can you clap that rhythm with me? Get your paint cans here. Get your paint cans here. Say it along with me. See that rhythm in your bodies? They stop. Now I gotta work on my, roughly the same size, right? But you might have to work a little bit harder. You're going to be the paint chips for breakfast crew. Okay? So it's paint chips for breakfast. What I'd like you to do is, taking this rhythm, I'd like you to move around the room, okay? Mingle, look at the art. One of the things I sort of wanted to try was to hear how sound ricochets out of the paint cans, okay? So let me get you guys started. Here we go.
to me like different like beats, and then I thought of heartbeats, and then I thought of like all the different paint cans and like how they're all different. I thought that was a cool connection that I made. So.
Okay, well, I noticed that the rhythm kind of seemed to go with the colors. Like, if you looked at the colors while doing the rhythm, it, like, I don't know, I guess I kind of connect visual with like audio. Is like the colors, each color would seem to pop as a beat was going. So, like, the 1, 2, 3, you know, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was kind of making each little different color pop, especially